Good evening, Enterprise fans. Welcome to tonight's community race. My name is Gary in the commentary booth with NG Dave on the restream, Ryudo doing the tracking, and Sheep Launcher in the booth with me. How are you doing tonight, Sheep Launcher?
I'm doing great, Garen. This should be a really fun time on this Friday night community race. This is a flag set kind of inspired by the Final Fantasy randomizer, which I must confess I'm not as into, but always nice to shout out a fellow randomizer. Basically, we're going to see a lot of Fiends and a lot of Paid in this flag set.
Yeah, so I mean, the Fiends are kind of a throwback to Final Fantasy 1 with the 4 crystals, 4 elements, things of that sort. And we've also decided to sit some of the characters who don't fit into the more traditional class definitions. I mean, there's no bard, there's no engineer, no summoner. But we do have some of the other ones, like Tala is our budget red mage for the night, and apparently Tibble has decided to name him after me.
You know, I think you should take that as a mark of distinction. Tella is oftentimes the most important character in any Z fight.
Or he just somehow knows I'm old and forgetful. Either which way.
But yeah, we have Scarcerer, Tybalt, Jabrun, TR, and a Side Marshal for your viewing pleasure tonight. We have an Edge start. Edge won't start quite as quickly as he normally does because the Neki flag is on, so he'll get some low-level weapon, maybe a claw or something, to start off with, not his 2 short swords and nice gear, but should still be able to do things early. Flame is still Flame.
Yep, although in this flag set, since we have the duplicate on, what we're really looking for is something that Edge can dart, which he can then quickly dupe and get, all the copies he could ever want.
And just as a reminder, the key items are in their main locations and they're in their trap chests. The trap chests are in their vanilla locations. Also, all these bosses that need to be fought, our runners will know exactly where they are. The bosses are in their vanilla locations tonight. But it looks like we are underway. We are glad to have you with us, Edge, joined by that Tella. Garen gets to go on his adventure, gets the hook right away.
That's totally appropriate. All right, so
That's another character right away. The hook is also the gateway to Rubicante, so that is a boss location and an objective opened up to us.
Yep, so considering everything in its vanilla place is the elements, I mean, we're looking for a darkness crystal, we're looking for Aaron key, and we're looking for an earth crystal.
And the darkness crystal, so they can face the elements at the giant. And Scarcer tromping around in the forest, going to try and set up the item duplication glitch. That Edge does have a short sword, and if Scarcer did it correctly, he'll now have 255 of them.
Well, there's the darkness crystal with Bedward, so this is going to possibly be a jet.
Ooh. Yeah, Tybalt and Jabrun both checking the free key item there.
Yeah, well, it's a very important one this time around. Also checking the free treasury in Tybalt's case, looking for maybe a drain spear for some early dart fun.
Yeah, we'll see if a drain spear kind of makes itself available. The treasure chests tonight are just shuffled around, so everything in a treasure chest is something you can find in the original vanilla game, just somewhere else.
Yep, which means we'll be seeing a lot more Cure 1s and Curatives and things of that sort, because, the original vanilla game is a little bit more boring that way. But even the trap chest can be a little bit nasty, depending on how the game rolled. It got a trap chest that yielded a Cure 1 their night running this flag set.
Scarsword does pick up a carrot from the shop, always important. And Jabrun in Damsian, the free characters are on. In Damsian picks up another edge.
Yep, and Cecil's available in the Baron Inn, so also pretty easy to get him if you want. Yeah, it looks
And
like
there are
we're
two more free characters in Mysidia, one more on Mount Ordeals. So it should be easy to fill out this party of 4.
And meanwhile, it looks like Jay Brown's gonna give us our first dive of the hook route to see what's down here. As far as items go, we already know who the bosses are.
That would be a nice exit item, except Tella's already here.
Yeah, but Tella may not stay here for the whole quest. You never know.
Yeah. yeah. Tella might become superfluous to needs, especially as more characters come aboard.
Yeah, I mean, I know anchoring is a good thing, but I mean, we've only got 4 slots. You're gonna waste one of the 4 slots on an anchor who's not going to contribute much in the later game.
And Jabrun looting out the hook route. The vanilla traps are on, so you can loot out one of these places that normally a trap chest would be lurking. You can completely loot it out except for the trap chest with no issue.
Something useful, an Hourglass 1.
And Scarsor making an interesting play, making an early dive in the Tower of Zod. And wants to pet a dog right away.
Yeah, I mean, this dog can be useful a lot of the time. I know crystal swords have been taken out of here before.
Yeah, this dog might have a key item for us tonight, but it is the easiest trap chest in the game.
It has the legend sword.
Yeah, so the legend sword doesn't lead to anything. It doesn't lead to an objective. Doesn't get a very nice weapon for somebody though.
It could be someone out of here in the seed. You never know.
Mm-hmm. And Jabrun finding Yong in the bottom of the hook route.
And as Jabrun's going to do that, Tybalt is finishing up looting out the non-trap chests in Evelyn Castle.
So we've
Scarson's
seen a
going to
couple.
check the moon.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of different strategies so far. Anything standing out to you?
Well, I mean, we're trying to find some loot, I think, that's useful in this set, because it takes a bit more looting to find something good. And
Yeah, with
other
the
than just trying to
shuffle.
get the party set, I think.
Yeah, not a whole lot of checking of the free characters as of yet. Nobody's been to Mysidia. Nobody's been to the Watery Pass yet, and I think Syed is on his way there now. A nice either two will be helpful, especially if that Tella sticks around for any length of time.
There's an Ice Wrench at Cecil if you're in dire need of a budget weapon.
And that is a Palom in the Watery Pass. Instant upgrade over Tella as soon as a couple more characters are found.
And Scarsor looks like he is executing the dupe glitch, I think, for something from long swords. So that can be some cash. And it's allowing you to get Edge a little bit online with weapon power.
You get into a back attack. Luckily, the encounters around Mysidia not threatening to even a base level Edge. So not punished for failing to turn off the encounters.
Yes, although if they're still on when he goes to the moon, that could be a little bit different.
Well, luckily they won't. And bro, Jabrun and Scythe decide they need to go to space.
I'm gonna check that item shop and see if there's anything good in there.
Yeah, the shuffle mechanic in this game tries to keep things uh, in around the same area would be in the vanilla game. For example, if there's an item in an overworld shop in the vanilla game, if on S shuffle, it will probably be in an overworld shop in the randomizer. But the moon is kind of its own separate thing.
And unfortunately, did not roll very well today. 10's about the only thing useful in that shop.
Yeah, the whistles are expensive and they're great to sell, but they're not very useful in the randomizer.
No, because Edge can't dart the whistles. Not yet, anyways.
April Fool's flag when?
I think the better idea was to shuffle people's lines, like whose lines, anyways, with the boss scripts. That would be kind of funny.
And Scythe has to make his first tough decision going to Mysidia. Picked up a third edge, but dismisses two edges and keeps Tella and keeps both twins.
Yep, and speaking of decisions a little bit easier, Yang is on the moon, and if he said no in the hook route, probably saying no here too.
A boomerang in the weapon shop in Mysidia. Scythe Marshal says, "Yes, please. I want to back row glitch that edge."
All the edges.
Any of them.
Yes, who knew that the image spell was actually going to create multiple edges?
Oh, that's right. Although, with Edge learning a little bit of magic, I like to think he thinks of his image spell as I, Mage.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, the Mount Ordeals is definitely going to be required. There are two bosses up here, and there is a fourth edge. How many thieves would you like?
They're ninjas, not thieves. That's the other randomizer.
But Scythe Marshal not going to back down, going to head up Ordeals and be the first of our runners to really challenge any of the elements here. And while he's setting that up and the others are retracing each other's steps, tromping around in Mysidia, do want to thank our restreamer, Dave, our tracker Rito, and thank you, Garen. It's always fun to be with you on a Friday night, Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise community race. Good to be back here on Free Enterprise 2.
Right, so, slides into the island the friends fight first, and this should be relatively easy at this point. There's one nice thing about the bosses in vanilla locations is you don't have any crazy stats that are just totally unexpected where they are.
No. And the other nice thing is Edge isn't here in the vanilla game, but he's here now, and that flame spell is devastating. And Scythe Marshal will soon make this robed fiend complain about his body.
Yes, meanwhile, despite all the different paths the runners took to start off the game, they've all pretty much converged right at the same spot.
Yeah, everybody heading to Ordeals first. Which is interesting. Nobody wanted to peek in on Antlion Cave or anything like that. You go where the objectives are.
Yeah, it's the old thing of do your objectives, do your freebies, and, if they pay off, great. And if they don't, then you go for something else.
Now, the other objective, besides defeating all of the Fiends, is unlocking the pass door. The pass is available in shops. It is not in the key item pool in this flag set. So that's another reason why our runners have been so heavily invested in looking in the shops. I haven't seen it yet in any shop, but it'll be around somewhere.
It's probably in a trolley shop like the Kaipo Inn, because like there's no reason to go there unless you think of it, because all the characters pretty much want at this point, and there's no objective there. So yeah,
Yeah, and it's in the middle of the desert. It's a hike.
meanwhile, Jay Brown is giving us an interesting rendition of an all-white mage party, but has the class wrong.
Yeah, Jaybrun, always the showman, really decides he's gonna dart everything with that item duplication glitch. Just rely on the fact that Edge is the tankiest character here, and the fact that he can hurl items all day. Side will be the first to show us the key item up here. It is a drain spear. Good for duplicating.
Once you have someone
like to dart it.
Yep.
Is that the lesson we were supposed to learn from Dark Knight Cecil? Appreciate the drain spear.
I think the lesson from Dark Knight Cecil is more that it's better to be blind, apparently.
Drain spears are not the only right in this world. Someday you will see.
If an X-Scale shows up, that can be duped for a lot of power. Which is one reason why the Vanilla Forge is not on, because, yeah. Guaranteed free X-Scale? Not quite that easy.
Yeah, that'd be real tough. Now, Tybalt rocking 2 edges, a Palom and a Tella.
How many edges does Scythe have again?
4, I'm sorry. Scythe has 1 edge. Both twins and Tella.
So, do we literally have 1, 2, 3, and 4 edges as the choices right now?
Yeah, there have been 4 edges available in this seed.
And it looks like our runners of each side have a different number of them for right now. Okay.
Does Scarcer have 3 edges?
I thought he did when I was looking at the screen, but I could be wrong.
And Scythe gonna head to the Giant.
This is interesting, because I think the Giant is on vanilla flag settings in this flag set.
It sure is. But Scythe might be
this is going to be D-money, probably.
Yeah.
Which means that we'll probably just leave Scythe do his own thing in the corner there for the next 10-15 minutes, and talk about the other 3 racers.
Yeah. Ryudo, our tracker, informing us that, yes, Scarcer has 3 edges, so from left to right and up to down, we have 3, 2, 4, and 1 edges in the party. Incredible.
Well, we'll see how many edges is the ideal way to go, I guess, in the seed. Daybron's going to give us a look at what's at this Antlion.
Antlion, the only boss here not vanilla, because, of course, Antlion's vanilla location is the moon.
This is French vanilla in that case.
But another couple of darts, and Jaybrun gets a Luca key as the reward for making the Antlion into a giant pincushion.
All right.
And Scarcer right behind with that Luca key. And Tybalt descending the mountain his own self. We'll see where he decides to go.
Wonder where he's going to take that Cecil list, sitting there in the Baron Inn.
Yeah, Jaybrun on his way there. And we'll
The inn
see
is
if...
telling us that Todd smells. Okay, that's good
Yeah.
to know.
And that is still a Dark Knight. Jaybrun didn't complete Mount Ordeals. Just did the 2 Mylon fights. Interesting.
EKC Anchor, possibly?
Uh, Maybe banking on the... it does take some time to go through that cutscene. Maybe banking on the fact that there will be a key item there that will be absolutely required. And now Scarsor joining the 4 Edge party.
Well, let's see. The ordeals will not be required because I gave the Luca key, and since Warp Switch is on and there's a Tella, yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah,
Luca key.
the Mount Ordeals, it's not the Luca key. Luca key is Antlion.
Oh,
But it
okay,
is
okay,
just a Drain Spear.
that's right.
So
Train
yeah,
I got it. Yeah, right. But definitely
not
not
required.
required. Either which way.
And Jaybrun resets. Going to ride with 4 edges, doesn't want to Cecil for any reason. Just a life staff from Baron Inn.
Now the real question is Jaybrun going to use the sneak glitch?
Now, what is the sneak glitch for those of us who aren't as familiar with it?
Actually, I'm not very familiar with it myself, but on our Discord, he calls himself the doctor of it. So, I mean,
Yes,
I'm sort of hoping he will actually show it off to us in this seed somewhere.
that'd be fun.
I'm pretty sure it
Certainly
involves
does talk
Dong,
the
and
talk.
Dong is here, so...
But yeah, the sneak glitch is kind of the way to get Yong back row glitched, right? And get a harp equipped on him or something.
I think that's the way it works. I don't really pay much attention because I don't usually take Yong unless he's the hero, in which case I have no choice. We saw a pink tail in the Evelyn trap chest there that Jaybrun just took.
Yeah, that'll be very nice. Adamant armors are on, so one of those edges will really appreciate being decked out in that.
And you know something? If you have first adamant, you want something even better? Second adamant. Which often seems to be hiding here in the Evelyn trap chests.
Tybalt, the first of our runners to go to Fabul, and I believe one more fight after this.
Yeah, I think this would be trying to find a magma key to avoid having to take the hook route, even though you have to do the Rubicon anyways. I'll come back later when you're a bit more powerful.
And everybody went to Mount Ordeals at the same time, and then everybody scattered again in 4 different directions now. Scarsor now in the hook route, taking on the Staleman trap chest. Scythe getting his grind on.
Yeah,
Scarsor
stole Earth, and apparently stealing Earth resets the game.
Ooh. Yeah, what's that Earth Hammer? I didn't know Edge could equip an Earth Hammer.
Well, I think this is one of those things. This is a sneak glitch, maybe, because I think when you steal it, you can actually do that.
That's right. That's what the sneak glitch is. And Tybalt will be the first of our runners to actually take Cecil. And will encounter a Mom Bomb to get him.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a longer fight, but it has an Avenger that showed up, so I mean that's a good reason to take Cecil.
And Jaybrun got a pan from Evelyn Castle. A productive Ebon Castle, I would say.
Yep. That'll mean that J-Brun can then single dip Bool because he'll be able to do the pan once it gets underground. Is going to go and try the trap chest here in Zot first because, again, trying to avoid the hook route at all
Yeah.
possible. I think there is no way to avoid it now, though, unless there's a cheeky Demus somewhere that someone hasn't checked.
Demus won't matter because there was a free key
Oh,
item
sorry, it
in
was
Edward.
Edward. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sea Bleed.
But the other way is in the Mad Ogre chest. That has been known to hide a Magna Key from time to time.
That would be a pretty nasty decision. It's like, do you take your required objective, or do you go all the way back out and then you have to come all the way back?
Yeah. J-Brun gets his Legend Sword, but knows that there is no point in fighting the Magus Sisters.
We'll be back for them later because Val is required, so we'll be back here later on.
Now, J-Brun hasn't seen everything that we've seen. Hasn't been to Fabul yet, for example. We know that there isn't a Magma Key there. At least I think we know that.
Yeah, Tybalt's on his track error, so I don't think it gave anything.
Yeah.
But again, you'll probably try every location just to make sure, because it does save a lot of time to dive the Magma Key if it's available. Scarcer is going to take this route to get to Cecil in the inn.
Yeah, we'll see if a Paladin Cecil can dissuade Scarsor from the 4-edge life.
But hey, what's better than living life on the edge? Living life on 4 edges. I think that gives you 1 point to stand on.
Now, having Cecil would be nice for this karate fight, but these darts are flying in so fast and furious that it's not going to make a big difference.
Yeah, considering how slow the Karate Man is moving, I think this is going to be faster anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, after the second kick, if you hit Yang with Paladin Cecil, he goes, ouch, and falls over. But yeah, he didn't even get one kick in. Oh, and Scarsor gives us our 3-edge party back. Let's go. We have full divergence again. So 3 edges and a Cecil. Use Cecil as a white mage here, obviously.
I'd rather take Tella for that.
Now, I don't think C. Bai is on, so theoretically all of these extra characters could be available in the Cydia, so our runners could juggle the party.
Yeah, the Tower of Wishes is having a party, and it's hosting many different copies of the same people.
Now, what did Tybalt duplicate? Because that edge darted something for 2,200.
I want to say it might have been an Avenger.
Wow.
Can you dart that? Okay, that's it.
So, Tybalt's going to be doing boffo amounts of damage.
That'd also be a good reason to take Cecil to equip it and then dupe it, and then, you know, Cecil can just take the bench if you want. Or the floor. There is a floor spot available if you decide to employ it.
Now, Side continues with his grind, doing the D machines, getting the life glitches off. He has this down to a science. Ooh, and a nice double life glitch there, too. Really nice. Really nice to see this kind of This kind of well-executed action here.
Vessel has an identity crisis on the upper left. Apparently, he's Mylon.
Oh. Thunderclaw and Dancing Daggers and Ice Rods for sale.
Yeah, it looks like Scythe is done. Tella is going to take a seat, almost 900,000 experience. So yeah, that should get everybody pretty close to being topped out.
Yeah, and Scythe should be able to kind of breeze through any other enemy in this game.
Starting with probably our Elements fight right here in the Giant.
Yeah, we'll see if Scythe checks out the last arm chest before he goes. And he gets a nice Hourglass 3. We'll cabin up. Yeah, the last arm chest would be nice to remember. Might be completely focused on that Elements fight.
Yeah, but it'd be probably good to check it just in case it does have something required like the Earth Crystal or the Baron Key, because there are two of those, and depending on where they are, the trap chest is right here. So
yeah, that is nice. And we know Scythe, one of the smartest runners out there. We know he wasn't going to forget.
yeah, we have to just pop this Tella off though. So oh man, then you get a nice little pandemic in the face.
Yeah, a chew. Black Cats and Lamias all over the place on the top of the screen. Just an apple from the last arm chest.
I did get Nuke and White on the Palom and Porum respectively, so that was probably worth it for this Elements fight coming up.
Very much so. Now with the amount of HP on display, we could... I don't know how many Star Veils the Scythe has. A pure Reflect strat of Nuke and White would be really nice to have against these elements to keep... to halve the HP that you have to go through.
Yeah, we'll not heal up here because you get a free heal at this spot.
Because Rubicant is a gentleman.
I always thought this was a bit of cockiness instead of being a gentleman.
Yeah, he's the one that refills your HP everywhere you encounter him.
Actually, it's not randomized because we have vanilla boss locations on this stuff.
So yeah, the boss locations are not randomized, and actually the Giant is vanilla as well.
Yeah, in the sense that you can't actually leave unless you go through it.
Vanilla is, or Fusoya is also vanilla, but he won't show up.
Well, you know, wherever the old man is, you know, has to be enjoying vanilla.
Now, Scythe, knowing that Mylon is weak, is undead, bouncing Pure 4s off of that Porum, could go with White. White has a much longer cast time, so Pure 4 casts almost instantaneously and will go for that instantaneous damage rather than the maybe greater damage of White.
Yeah, well, we do see a White cast here, and the reason it's being reflected off Porum is because bosses in this game can't counter on a reflect, so you'll never switch over to Ruby, who's kind of dangerous here if you don't ever directly hit.
Tibble does get that vanilla adamant armor. I believe he's the first runner on stream to trade in that pink tail.
Yeah, Scarcer passed by it and said a little bit later.
I mean, to me, it's never too early to pick up an adamant armor. And there it
Well,
is! In the Mad Ogre chest, a magma key.
all right. So,
Well, and Jay Brown is in for a penny, in for a pound. Gonna keep on going. There's a boss down here anyway.
yeah. So, yeah, that magma key's finally getting turned in tonight.
It might. And then we could say, well, that's gone. And Scythe Marshal, a perfect reflect elements fight. Mylon susceptible to nukes, as most bosses are.
Yep, we'll be facing another boss now who is more susceptible to rocks and to earthquakes than to nuke, just because of a wall.
Yeah, CPU at this spot can be a little tricky.
It's not really dangerous, just annoying.
Yeah. And what's more tragic than Edge having to face his parents when they've been taken over? 4 Edges, all having to face their parents.
Well, I guess if you had 4 edges for children, but want them to do this, I don't know.
Yeah, can you imagine how hard it would be to deal with 4 Edge children? He's tough enough to deal with just on his own.
Let's see, he'd always be losing things to sneak, he'd always be hiding under the illusions, and there'd be a lot of smoke bombs going off.
Yeah. Dibble's heading back up to the moon, going to face down the hairdryer chest.
Yep, so even though the LST's trap chests are not on with this flag set, the one on the lunar path is. This is a little bit dicey just because, yeah.
Yeah, they move quickly.
And the party wasn't healed up to start with, so.
Yeah, not a joke.
Ah, here we go. Adamant armor on, that will solve the problem.
Ruby hitting one of the edges pretty hard, but otherwise just being a repository for darts. That stack of short swords doing consistent damage on Jabron's side.
And,
Oh, that's where the adventure came from. A Dark Knight left it at Fabul some time ago.
Dark Knight using an Avenger. I'm gonna guess that Jabron was responsible somehow with the sneak glitch. And Ice Cloud would be useful down here in the Ruby fight. There was an Ice brand available if you were going to use the Cecil. You did see Swag
Yeah.
Rocks come out from Alum here.
And Side's doing the math, does it very nicely, and destroys the CPU before the Globe 199 can come out.
And we
and
find
we're-
that Yang is just everywhere in this scene, but no one's going to take him.
Yeah, third Yang. And I don't know. Seems underappreciated in this seed.
Well, I mean, it's a bit of a jetty seed, and I mean, takes a lot of levels. I mean, yeah, so I did the whole heat machine grind to get him up there, but our other runners are not doing that just yet.
And it looks like Tybalt has come unstuck a little bit. We are aware of Tybalt's issues. We're working to get him back.
Looks like Scarcer's going to dupe the Avengers on his end to get a whole bunch of free darts.
And really effective darts, too.
Looks like it might not have gone off correctly on his end, so I'm going to have to try it again.
Yeah, the item duplication glitch, it's not... it's not self-evident, and it's not always easy to do, especially in race conditions.
If J-Brun is through that ruby, add 1 edge out of 4 survive, which is all you need.
Yeah, you're gonna pay for 4 edges, but you'll only need the edge. Tybalt's about to encounter his Mad Ogre fight.
J-Brun has been defeated by the trapdoor again.
And
gives us a
takes
spy
peek
on
at the
Luge.
box. Yep, still vanilla. And J-Brun will be the first runner underground a little after 39 minutes. Tybalt's getting some nice life glitches off on these Mad Ogres. And Scythe now going to basically try and lay waste to the overworld here.
Yep, I mean, Scythe is basically looking for an Earth Crystal, a Baron Key, and a pass.
And Tybalt gets his Magma Key, probably has a sardonic smile on his face, knowing him.
If you could drop it down the gap in the Tower of Babel there, he might actually do it.
And J-Brun going to try and take on a Toad Lady on his way to turning in the pass. And this will work
even number of
unless
casts.
Edge is a frog at the end.
Okay, got it through. Or it's a little bit on the weak side.
But yeah, actually going to try and keep all 6 of those Toads up for now, because they'll all do Toad, they'll all do their animation, but at the end, they'll all cancel each other out.
Oh, that was a 4 again, so got lucky.
And I think Scythe has resigned himself to going down the hook route.
But first, will not be resigned to get an adamant armor.
Yeah, that'll be very nice.
Yeah, Z-level party plus adamant. This should let the whole underworld basically be torn up.
Yep. And Tybalt will take on that Ruby as well. Should get through this fight much more quickly than J-Brun did, just due to the quality of the darts he has.
Yeah, the Duke which giveth and it taketh away, depending on what you get.
Does get a little glared, though.
Yeah, getting the stink eye from Ruby is not exactly fun. At least not in this location. Was it the Dr. Luge spot? Hey, that'd be fine. Flare all you want. Aha.
And J-Brun now has to take down each of these Toads individually. A little bit slow here.
And then they'll finally go. Does he get rewarded for all this time? Let's see. No, ice shield.
Not at all. Not even remotely an ice shield.
Unless you want to go lava surfing down here in the underworld, that's not really that useful.
So this will not be a key item because this is a summon spot. But it does lead to 2 more key item opportunities up in the overworld.
And it leads to the wrong kind of crystal.
Yep, not the crystal we're looking for. So where is this pass? Now, Scarsor is in Agard. I don't think anybody else has been to Agard yet. So maybe hanging out in the Agard item shop.
Nope, not here. I'm still going for Kaipo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody's been to Kaipo. Trying to remember who that was. It might have been Tybalt. Didn't find it there.
Well, we have the Fey March coming up. Maybe it's down here. The freebie is required Baron Key.
Ooh. And so now Jabron 1 key item away from Go mode.
Yep. 1.5. How you want to treat the pass.
That's true. It's not in the key item pool, so still need to do some shopping for it, but it should be available.
I hope it's available, because we're not going to be able to finish the seed.
Headbands for sale, which is nice. Scarsor was the only one of our runners to back out of that Ruby fight, and instead drop the Magna Key in the well. And heading straight to Tamra. Do some shopping. Rune rings for sale.
That'd be nice for those mages.
Besides sneaking some Bacchus wines from the Mad Ogres. Mad Ogres have wine. That Edge would like to have some wine.
Tybalt is also taking on the Toad Lady chest. We'll probably be just as disappointed at how this turns out.
His flame much more effective than Jabron's was. Jabron also going to check out the warrior fight.
It's a trap chest I often forget about when trap items are on.
Yes. Easy to do. And so as a runner, Garen, would you prefer to be in the position of Scythe right now, where you know probably you might be the last person down this route, but you know you're set for the rest of the seed, or would you rather kind of be on the front foot like Tybalt and Jabron are?
As someone who very often fades that D-Money fight, just because I always forget about it or just don't like doing it, I'd say I prefer getting places first and hoping I make the right choices. Usually don't, but, you know, hope springs eternal. Ooh, Arty arrows. That's nice.
And the job dwarf is a video engineer.
There's a word missing from that description, you know.
What is that?
Game.
Yes. I guess you can engineer videos, you can engineer video games, engineer audio videos, probably.
Always engineer a seed that's hopefully fun for our runners.
Yeah, you can engineer a restream like our restreamer Enja Dave. He gives a fire sword as the first as the first item.
And a mute
And a
dagger.
mute dagger.
Well, Sheila does not have the goods today at all.
No, she's just giving away her spare knives.
And considering I think the Fubul defense is also nothing, it's really bad up in Fubul today.
Yeah, it's a nice Avenger for defending Fabul, but yeah, you really do not need to visit the Monk Kingdom today.
Well, Scarcer is checking shops, but is come up empty in the underground.
And Jabron, the first to unlock that Baron basement door, using that Baron key, he got in the Fame Arch and decides to go straight for where the bosses are.
Well, do your objectives, so this is a definite way to go. There'll be a key item check here on the throne.
And our tracker, Ryudo, informing us that Tybalt has a pass. Saw a pass in Tybalt's item list. Where'd he get it? Maybe it wasn't Kaipo.
He mentioned he'd been there.
I thought he had. I could be mistaken about that.
Anybody in chat remember? Because that would have been a while ago, it seems like.
Yeah. And Jabron gotta take a rest in Cecil's room. I always love this strat because it's so intuitive that you can always go home and get sleep, but it's so rarely done.
Even when your home was basically declared war on you.
And even when you don't actually have Cecil in your party.
Well, the game doesn't know that because in vanilla, he's always in your party.
That's right. Jabron smells a rat and takes on that Baigan.
Looks like Scythe is also trying his luck at the Sylph chests. Sylph is one of these locations where it's like, you either need to hit it or you just really should fade it. There's almost no middle ground for it.
Yeah, you can't do Sylph Cave just a little bit, right? If you're gonna dive into it, you might as well go whole hog.
And then, of course, Sylph Cave, when you do that, it usually turns out to have 0 key items and 0
Yes.
things useful in the chests.
Yeah, and basically all of our runners, whether they know it or not, looking for that Earth Crystal.
So Scarcer's in kind of the inventory boss.
And has to ditch 101 carrots. Hate to see it.
Well, you know, we have to feed the chocobos.
Yeah, how are you gonna encounter the chocobos now? What are you gonna feed them?
Feed them whistles.
Jabron the first to defeat Kainatsu.
And Cecil shows up again.
We'll see if Jabron has the stomach for him this time.
DK
answer is
Cecil
no.
is not really all that useful, so.
Yeah, and Jabron, I think, is fully committed to last locationing Mount Ordeals to the great.
Well,
to the
we
great
know he's not
success he
going
can.
to. Golbez is petrified in Baron.
Yes. Along with a Leviathan, so that's nice.
Well, you always gotta get a stiff comedian every now and again, so. And a heroin robe, which, a 4-edge party, not that useful.
No. No, that Porum would find it nice. If Rose ever showed up, it'd be nice for her.
Looks like Jabron is going to give us a look at the Kaipo shops, and we'll see if the pass was here. It's either here or Silvira, or oh yeah, shops. There it is.
And there it is. and avoids the Kaipo lady. A really well done, a well done trip for Jabron.
Does find Gaia helmets in the armor shop, which is useful for anyone who's got that Palom along.
And Tibble going to be the first to dive into the sealed cave with that Luca key.
Yep. Diving because did not take a character that's able to warp. The warp glitch is on this flag set, but without a Ala or a Palom, you really can't do that.
Yeah, in fact, Side Marshal is the only player who's going to be able to take advantage of the warp glitch.
The question is it actually going to help in this case or not? And Jabron is getting the bad news that Sheila is deciding to be cheap this week.
Yeah, Sheila just being a Cutco saleswoman. They slice, they dice. You can
And
be
this
your
is
own
Rusty
boss.
I've used for 5 years, so yeah, have fun. And the key item here in the sealed cave is just a sad ruby.
Very sad. Doesn't even need to stick around for the boss. Knows who it is.
Needs to reset to an earlier seed or save.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, the Sand Ruby completely superfluous to his requirements.
Yeah, I mean, if it
Ooh.
was a. Huh?
I was going to say Tybalt making the keyless tower play. Especially with K-Trap on. There are 4 trap chests in here.
Yep, so that's 5 checks that are possible.
Side's going to continue his mission of going for the bosses. Did find his Baron Key and is now going to chase down that Kainatsu.
And Tybalt gave us the Edge getting knocked over because tried to steal and with 1 HP failed and was KO'd.
That's the real sneak glitch.
And another Edge has died from the same thing.
Does spawn sirens from these alerts, so that will be his grind. However many sirens he can sneak from this alert.
Yep, so I guess sirens are not available in shops tonight. I know on they can be, that they aren't guaranteed. Scarcer's going to go after this Sand Ruby the other way by going for the dolls.
Yeah, this won't be a Sand Ruby, because Scarcer doesn't have a method of warp unless a Palom shows up and it probably gets a whole bunch of levels in the second fight. But nobody has checked Dwarf Castle yet, so, I mean, Dwarf Castle could have been holding the Earth Crystal all along.
Is this the wrong place to play the crystal is shedding its light silently somewhere type of deal?
Might be. A couple of bouts of flame. And, you know, toys are supposed to be kind of flame retardant now, but I guess those kind of safety measures aren't in effect in the world of Final Fantasy IV.
Well, Baron was trying to take over with the red wings, not the red tape.
That is another Porum in Dwarf Castle. And Scarcer is committed to that triple edge life because 3 is the magic number. And Jabron is up on the giant. And has already turned fights on.
I think that was a little bit premature because it turned off again.
Yeah, still has a bunch of spaces to walk before getting to the presumed fight he wants to get into.
Shadow ate an edge, now it's full.
Did not see what Sybil got out of that chest, but it looks like a rat tail. So that's another fetch quest for him.
Yeah, it looks like that's pretty much everything that we found in the tower here. So I was hoping that this keyless tower plate will pay off.
Yeah, we'll see.
Melodrama
Maybe.
from Golbez's side.
And Scarcer through that Golbez. We'll see what Luke is carrying around her neck tonight.
Yeah, the dwarven fashion trends are always a little bit weird.
Hey, did I ever mention what the Last Arm's favorite food is?
Don't think you have.
Fish and chips.
I'll pull out that pun block again. It is
And
adamant.
Luca is adamant that you take that.
So, most people actually have the metal worked into something like jewelry first. Apparently, Luke is like, no, we don't need it worked into anything, just the raw metal is fine.
Yeah, I think she's kind of into the naturalist thing.
I don't think anyone has ever referred to adamant as naturalist.
Well, it is when it's unrefined, right? Before it gets
Well, that
made
depends.
into
Is
legendary
adamant adamant natural or is it legendary?
I mean, why can't it be both? And that is an underwhelming Coco shop, although Scarcer will pick up a bunch of shurikens.
Yeah, well, the downsides of a shuffle. I mean,
Yes.
there's only so many good items that can shuffle around.
Yep.
And oh, womp womp.
Keyless Tower is the play. Tybalt gets the Earth Crystal.
All right, so that means I believe Tybalt is in go mode now.
That is true. Tybalt has a whole lot of objectives to do, but he has everything he needs to get there.
Yep, so I think his ideal routing would be at this point go to Zot, go to Baron, go to the Giant, and then turn your pass.
Now, Tybalt does have a stack of sirens you want. I would think an egg grind would be on the table here.
Yep, he has send key items, so it's the perfect time to do it.
Oh, this is scary for Scarcer, but manages to get away from that clapper.
Yeah, always a reminder to put your encounters back off. You don't need them on again. Especially after D-Money grind.
Side going past shopping, about to get his pass. And then it's just a keyless tower away from being a go mode himself.
Question is, how long does he put off a keyless tower?
That is always the question. And you know me, Garen. The keyless tower is the play. It works 100% of the time. And tonight is no exception.
I'd love to have your luck with that. Okay, well, Scythe is going to try the Antlion Cave first. I imagine after that we'll probably try Baron next because he hasn't done that objective yet. And yeah, maybe it's there. We know it isn't, but Abram is
Jabron,
deciding to solo this seed apparently.
yeah, that adamant armor doing work. That glare only hitting for one. Fire 3 only hitting for one. That's why adamant's so good, folks.
Come on, Ruby, only 1,300 more tries.
But Jabron is going to at least go through the conceit of the seed by seeing all of these elements.
In fairness, you've seen them all once before. You don't have to see them a second time.
And in the case of Nylon, twice before.
Or three, depending on how you want to treat his oak self.
Now that big wave does not care about the adamant armor. Side going into Dwarf Castle does have that warp available to him, so this is 2 key item checks for him. But this is going to put him further away from go mode.
Yeah, he's going to be disappointed to find out that, unfortunately, Dwarf Castle is just not hiding the value today.
Now, as a reminder, you have to do all of these objectives, all 7 of them, in order to get the crystal, and you still got to defeat Zeromus at the end. So that's why Tybalt's spending so much time grinding as well.
Capello should be getting pretty close to being done. I mean, everybody is now pretty much safe from a big bang except for Palom.
Does have 4 more. Going to use at least a couple of them. Scarcer will become the 4th runner to take on the Toad Lady. Bad luck to only take out 4 of the tiny toads. But that's why you have multiple edges as redundancies.
Is it an OSHA requirement to have at least 2 edges?
Well, if it is, then Scythe is definitely breaking it. Everybody else does have at least 2 edges.
Meek also does not care about your adamant armor, as it turns out.
No, it does not. And Jabron had to use that elixir because having 6 HP, no matter what kind of adamant armor you have, that's pretty scary. And Tybalt going down to Kokel's shop and using a siren to get a centipede to sneak a silk web, and then immediately runs away. Always great to have a silk web in your back pocket for that Zeromus fight.
Yeah, it makes the agility a little bit more bearable, especially when you only have 4 members in the party. And Scythe gets the bad news about what is in the Dwarf Castle.
I'm gonna walk it out, though.
I believe that says he's not even up to 12. Doesn't matter. He already has his grind. I say he does not get him yet, but yeah, he's not gonna grind anymore.
Yeah.
All right, Jabron is through the elements. Scarcer is going after these trap chests. We know this is not the right play, but you know, it'll get some good experience out of it at least.
Tybalt being very mindful of the parking situation in Troya, parks his Falcon way far away.
Pretty rude of the castle to only have one parking spot for Big Whale, you know?
Yeah. And going up to the Tower of Zod first.
Yep, that's a good routing, because then he'll end up right in Baron, do the Nazo in the castle.
Yep, and then he'll go to the Giant. When you come back down from the Giant, save you a cutscene. And then go straight to Troya, open the pass door, and go on your way to Z.
Might have to dive the hook route first for Ruby, depending on what that tracker is saying.
That's true.
I thought he already did
No,
that.
Tybalt made it through that hook route.
Okay. That's right, the elements from the Giant part. That's right, okay.
Yep. And Scythe Marshal also going to take on the trap chests here in Sylph Cave.
Well, there's a Bahamut for the Rydia not appearing in the seed. Okay.
A nice protect ring from the Ghost chest, but... So we have a question in chat about who is in the lead. The only runner who has all of the items he needs to get that crystal to go to Zeromus is Tybalt. So Tybalt really has the straightest line path. Scythe Marshal a little bit higher leveled, but is really on the wrong track here. So right now, I think Tybalt is firmly in control.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Scythe is at least through the Giant. Tybalt will be pretty much equal in levels after getting through the Giant. Oh, look, there is a Rose in the seed.
Hey! In her vanilla location.
I don't think we're taking her at this point in time.
Don't think so. And now Tybalt has a date with Valvalis.
I apparently had a date with Scala over there because, yeah. That was a weird tower situation. And Val is down.
That was instantaneous. Another drain spear from a trap chest here in Sylph Cave.
Not eat the buttons. You already have one tracker who's infamous for doing that.
And with each trap chest in Sylph Cave, there's not a key item from it. Each one, you just feel kind of your
look, there's a
time
tower
slipping
key.
away from you.
That will at least get Scythe onto the right path, because it'll finally lead you into the tower. The question is, do you take the trap chest on the way up? Apparently, yes, which is going to take a bit more time, but at least will get the answer at the top of this tower.
If he makes it there, there is the Penguinator special, the half tower play. It would be...
I think at this point, when you've got the tower key, you just take both at this point.
It certainly would be what I would do. And Tybalt routing a router's relish here, going straight from the Earth Crystal to the Baron Key. And we'll have a fairly easy time with Baigen and with Kainatsu. Odin in the basement can just stay down there.
Yep, on this flag set, it's like there's no reason to go to the summon spots or the LST, so, you know.
And while everybody is kind of getting to their next destination, do want to thank our restreamer Enjadave, our tracker Ryudo, And thank you to Garen for providing all the knowledge on this Friday night community race.
I have knowledge. When did this happen?
you got to pick it up somewhere. You were the winner of the Monday night community race, am I correct?
I'm not sure if that counts, and they only have 2 people in it.
But you beat Rybon. That's gotta count.
Okay, yeah, technically there were 3 runners, only 2 actually logged in times. Yeah, I'll take them where I can get them. You're right.
Scythe has an encounter with a dancing doctor at the top of the tower. While Tybalt defeats the evil
It's
turtle.
not
on
enough
the
that
throne.
he's making freaks like the King and Queen of Eblan. Now he's also dancing.
He does have moves, though. You can't deny that.
His moves involve pushing buttons.
What does this dance move do?
Plus, he also operates the dancers too. That just seems wrong. Anyway,
Yeah, Dr. Luque gives a whole new meaning to the term doing the robot.
all right.
Tybalt gets his heroin robe.
Yep, we'll now be off to the giant to do elements, and then we'll be off to the races.
Now, Scythe will get the Earth Crystal, will immediately truck back down the tower, do that Earth Crystal, will not have to do the giant. So Scythe can still get right back into this.
Yep, I just have to route through Zot into Baron.
Yeah, what's going to be faster? Scythe's Tower of Zot into Baron Castle, 4 bosses in all, or Tybalt's Giant. And Scythe also has to run back down the tower. Babil can't exit from this tower because of story-related reasons.
Yes, and since jumping is off, you can't do that either.
No.
If push B to jump was on, like it was in certain other flag sets, you could jump into the void on the side of the tower and go down a level.
And Scythe is doing all of this while poisoned. So the poison walk sound effect is fully engaged. At least Scythe's screen isn't shaking.
Looks like J-Run found some Hanzo steel for one of those edges. Asamune is also a pretty good dupe if you want to try to take the time to do that.
Scythe also aware of the parking difficulties around Troya. You know, it's good to get a park spot kind of a little away from your destination. Force you to take some steps, get some fresh air.
I would still probably have my car hit by somebody opening a door in the middle of nowhere, you know?
Sybil getting some good darts and swings on this Ruby here. Probably good use reflect strats, but no, his Porum isn't up to white yet, so never mind.
And that would be, I think, a little bit long anyways, just because of how long it takes to cast that.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with all of the swinging that Cecil is doing, all the darting that the 2 edges can do. Just not a great investment.
Speaking of not great investments, the Sylph quest goes on J-Run's side.
Yeah, it's not great when the best thing you could say about the Sylph Cave is, well, it'll eventually lead you to the right spot. Not directly, just just indirectly.
It'll raise your hopes for a minute, and of course, it's gonna be the 7th out of 7 chest that he does. Dibbled is through the elements, so it is 1 boss down out of 2.
And Scythe has 1 boss down out of 4.
Yep, and has to deal with the fact the old man kidnapped the girl.
Don't think that's how it went, hopefully. But Tybalt does still have an advantage of at least a couple minutes here.
Rosa is sent off to the tower. Sorry, you just waited way too long to open the seed.
Yeah. Scythe would have taken her in a heartbeat if she were an hour earlier.
Okay,
Now
so
it's here. It's time to throw everything not nailed down. 1 dart, and that's it.
now Tibble just has to get through this computer. Probably darting things at it.
Now,
I would
did
just give
take
it-
out
I
the
would just-
attacker first.
I would just give
Not
Windows
disruptive.
and hope it works out that way. Well, okay, we're gonna YOLO it.
Yeah, gonna try and outspeed the CPU. Hope that all these Avengers would be enough. Not enough to avoid all the Globe 199s.
Well, almost worked. It was 1 tick too late.
Scythe getting a black chocobo. Did he forget he has to do Baron?
Maybe he did do Baron, it's just not marked. We'll find out. If he uses the pass and doesn't get a crystal, then he'll realize he missed something.
Yeah. Yeah, he thinks he's ready to go.
Oh, apparently he did do
Okay,
Baron.
he did Baron. All right, well, that means that Scythe Marshal is in the lead. And Scythe Marshal will be the first to Z. And Tybalt will be about a minute behind. Scythe Marshal blasted through Baron so quickly that we missed it. There are 4 really talented runners doing all kinds of things, going higgledy-piggledy on this seed.
I'm just gonna blame it on the fact that the D-Money grind meant we didn't pay attention for quite a while.
Dibble gets his crystal. Now, how does your approach to Zeromus change when you only have 4 characters instead of 5?
Well, in this case, he has 3, not 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's
This
how
will be
it
interesting because I think that Tybalt does not really rely on a useless 4th character to anchor this thing. So maybe he can make up the time with the damage.
Scythe's probably going to go with a hybrid strat here. And Tybalt going to be just chucking all those Avengers and swinging with Cecil. And whose butt are we going to kick tonight? That thing.
Oh, it's cute.
It is cute. It's a cute butt. Apparently you cannot pet this thing.
It's not recommended.
Sides with a direct cast of a nuke, and the counter nuke goes precisely against the
Ooh.
wrong character.
Yep, you needed one more level or one more apple. And a Big Bang is going to make Telly go to sleep.
Yeah, so Scythe has a little bit of scrambling to do here. Oh, the tower key leads to the Twin Heart.
Well,
Seed
that
has
could be
jokes.
that could be trolly if you didn't already have all the key items you had needed.
Yeah. Or if you forgot that the pass is not a key item.
Yeah, especially if that was in the shops, you're just going through all the key item locations trying to find where is this pass. And you realize afterwards, like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, this is neck and neck right now. Too close to call with the...
As an unnerfed Big Bang, Porum's gone down, and the crystal was mistimed, so this could be another nuke that's gonna possibly take out... Okay, no, Edge at least survived that.
Yeah, and Tybalt's in a really good position. Now, Tybalt does have to go through a lot more HP. Because Tybalt doing direct damage rather than reflected damage. But doing a lot of it. Just hacking this QB to bits. Scythe back on track now.
Although Z just gave her a shake, so we're gonna get a nerf Big Bang out here pretty quick. Unless the slow is just timed right. It's the... Okay, Edge survived.
Big Bang comes out.
It is nerfed, but Edge still goes down.
Yeah.
We have rocks on Tybalt's side.
Tybalt has 12,000 or less. Scythe's still in phase 2.
And that's a crack and a boom on Tybalt's side. GG.
Tybalt has done it. Tybalt finishes in first place. With an official time of 1:25:29. GG's to Tybalt. First place on Restream, first place overall in the Friday night community race. We'll see if we can get him in for an interview when he's ready to come in, and here he is. GG's Tybalt.
GG's. Who needs a holy sword when you have the might of the all-powerful angry stick?
who knew that the King of Fabul held the key to this entire seed? Gave you an Avenger, and you just duped that all the way to victory.
Oh, I saw the Avenger. I'm like, okay, I want this. So, like, the biggest thing with this flag set is that you've got the dupe glitch. Cool, you've got edges. Great. Most of your darts you can't dupe because Kane's not in here. It's like 70% of your good darts are gone.
Unless you happen to be able to sneak glitch it somewhere, because we saw someone do that on stream. I think that was Scarcer with an Earth stick or something like that, but...
An Earth Hammer from a Stalemate, yeah.
Yeah.
But you really need to be able to, with Edge, I mean, he's got ninja swords, but there's only one in the entire seed. Same with the Masa and the Muro, which are going to be on the moon with how things get randomized. So
we did see one in a trap chest on Earth, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the Sylph
Must have been
Cave.
I was thinking about doing Sylph Cave until I saw that Earth Crystal pop up. At that point, I was, let's go. Well, let's get my levels that I stole sirens with, and let's just go.
So that that keyless tower play did propel you into the lead. What led you to the keyless tower at that point?
I mean, so the K-trap being on, you've got 4 trap chests in Babel, plus the top of tower. I didn't want to deal with the Golbez at Dwarf, even though I had the item armor. It's just really long for one check. The amount of time I can making that one check, I can get sirens, get 5 key item checks out of the way, and figure it out from there.
As it turned out, Dwarf Castle, like Bool, was a complete bust this time around.
And since I didn't have the warp glitch, I'm like, oh, I gotta check Luca now. And I saw it was a Sander, and I'm like, cool, I don't need to worry about that. I'm good. Dwarf, you can go. Bye-bye.
Yeah, the dwarf had the adamant rock, and that led to just a fiery claw, I think, or something like that. No, tiger claw.
Okay, so plus 10 agility for young. Okay.
The young, which no one took. So yeah.
Now the biggest thing with this is you really want to find like Avenger, Light Sword, Excalibur, Crystal Sword with that Cecil, because those are your main darts for your edge. And with his darts being powered by his level, essentially, you want to make sure he's quite high level. So when I was fighting the CPU, I'm like, okay, don't take out the Porum. Don't take out the Porum. I need her to gain levels to make sure she's safe for Z, because I found like nothing for her. I got a tiara and a life staff. I want more HP on her. And then, of course, he took out the edge. I'm like, fine. At least it wasn't Porum.
Now you had you had 4 edges in this seed and 3 Yongs. With how many character choices and how few character slots you had, how did you go about building your team?
Well, I wanted at least, yes, an all edge seat. All edge is great. But at that point, you really want blockers to sort them up. You still need a white mage to do your healing. So it's always a good idea, at least in my mind. I like to have a mix of party. So I'm like, cool, I can handle 2 edges. They can dart all day long. I want a white mage, so I thought J abilities were on, so I thought Cry was on. So I'm like, I'll Cry with Porum to be able to steal sirens or blockers faster. My 4th party member, I'm like, I don't want Tella. Mages are kind of with having to do CPU. Hopefully I find a Cecil. When I saw the Avenger, I'm like, I need to find a Cecil, like, now. So when I saw the one at Hobbs, I'm like, yes!
There was also one in the Baron Inn, if you ever saw that one.
Oh yeah, I saw that one too. I'm like, this one would have been a lot easier to get. And would have been like a possible key item, even though I think it was completely a junk item there. But it was like, fine.
So at one
and
point,
of course,
go ahead.
The biggest troll of the seed was the magma key on the hook route.
Yes, in the very last chest before going down the hook route, which you needed to do anyway.
Yeah, you need to do it anyways. I'm like, oh, this is funny. You gave me the magma key now. Well, too bad. I need to do the hook route for Ruby. Sorry.
I was gonna say at some point we had on stream one racer had 1 edge, 1 had 2, 1 had 3, and 1 had 4. So it was a nice bit of a number ordering there.
I mean, if you don't find that Avenger or a decent dart, I think this seed goes completely. This fight set goes completely different. In a general aspect, if you don't have the darts, well, you kind of have to figure out what you're going to do beyond that.
Well, Tybalt, any final thoughts on the seed or anything else?
No, not at all. It was quite fun, actually. I've heard mixed about this, and it was actually quite fun to play. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, GG's once again. Congratulations on your 1st place finish.
Thank you. GG's. I don't think anybody did music, so when I pop out of here, I'll pop up music.
Cool. Yeah, the tower key led to the Twin Heart So nobody's doing that.
GG's, thanks again for doing the commentary, the restreaming, and the tracking. Couldn't put on the show without you. Have a good one.
Thank you. Good night.
And Side Marshal finishing in second place with an official time of 1:32:04. GG to Side. That second C fight going a lot more smoothly than the first one did. Scarcer heading up the tower of Zot. We are joined actually by Side Marshal. GG's.
GG's. Well, it was GG's. It was GG all the way up till the first C fight, and then that was not good. But I learned my lesson. No silk web, no life potions. Maybe not a good idea to have a sub-optimal start to the Zeromus fight. Oh well.
Yeah, the seed went remarkably smoothly for you, just because you just decided to do the radical notion of getting all your levels first.
I realized I had Tella and the Darkness Crystal less than like 7 minutes or 9 minutes in or something. I said, oh, yeah, I guess we're doing it. How many people demachined?
You were the only one, actually.
What? Okay. I thought that was like the obvious play, but maybe not, I guess.
Well, I mean, as edges were in the seed, you could steal the things from the Tower of Babel, so, I mean... It took
True,
longer,
yeah,
but...
you could just get sirens, that's true.
Yeah, all the darting in the seed kind of made it not quite so important to get the levels early if you found something good. Which that Avenger in the Fabul Castle, yeah.
So, you know, okay, so like, I know someone in the race room was like, oh yeah, it's World Series of Free Enterprise, but the darts aren't very good. Not World Series Free, World Championship of Darts. That wacky. But like, the darts weren't good. Like, I had the defense sword and the Avenger and the Drain Spear. And like, I could have got Cecil and then duped the defense sword, I guess? Is that like the best dart you can get unless you get the Excal?
I think there was Hanzo Steel in the Sylph Cave that would have been okay.
Hanzo Steel are only 60, it's like 60-ish weapon power.
Yeah. And then I think there was the Avenger was the best one he had other than that.
Weird. I don't know. I guess like I had a team that I said, you know what? Heck it. I'm just gonna get my levels. I have to do the giant anyway. And I'll get my busted mages and then go blow the rest of the seed up, and hopefully I find the Earth Crystal at some point. It took going to Sylph Cave to get the Earth Crystal, because that got me to go to Tower of Babel, but oh well.
Yeah, Keyless Tower was unfortunately the play, which Tybalt had made on this flag set, and
makes sense.
Actually, out of the 4 races, I think you were the one who actually took a traditional anchor in that Tele that just stayed at the base level the whole game.
Wait. I was the only person, or everyone did?
I think you were the only one who did that.
Huh. Interesting. I mean, I think the anchoring makes a little bit... It's more important when you have, like, the mages that I did. Like, if you were running a bunch of Zerkers, it doesn't really matter. If everyone's RA2 or 3, it's fine. You're just Bacchusing in the Zeromus fight anyway, and all the turns get buffered.
Yeah, most of the other compositions are very heavy on the Zerkers tonight.
Makes sense. Oh, there's the Legend Sword. I found it. Could have had that Excal really early. Well, not that early.
Well, no,
it was kind of late.
Actually, because we have the Super Smith on in this one, it would have been a Tiger Claw.
Oh, I forgot about that. Well, it's a good thing that I wasn't banking on the Excal. Oh, there's the spoon. Ah! I'm so mad. I'm not mad. I didn't see the twin harp anywhere, so.
Well, the twin harp was in the cannon room, which you weren't going to take the way you're routing.
Ah, no. Yeah, okay. I took
Nobody
the
took
first
the
two
twin harp.
chests because I was like, okay, these are fast checks. And then I said, okay, if I'm going up the tower, I'm going to do the Luge spot, and then I'll do the rest of it on the way down.
And you were in go mode, and it's like, yep, that plan's out the window.
Yep, nope. Peace out. No, Super Cannon can blow up Dwarf Castle. I don't care. It's fine. God, this scene was so funny. I don't think I played it the way you were supposed to play it. And it almost worked out.
Well, one thing I wanted to ask about, in the Elements fight, you went with Pure Reflect strats. Obviously, Nuke with Paladin. How do you decide with Porum whether you go white or Cure 4 there?
White has like 6 ticks of delay, so that it's a 6-tick timer as opposed to Cure 4, which is instant. So if I'm worried about like maybe healing more or something, then I'll throw Cure 4s and I'll bounce Cure 4s instead of whites. Cure 4 also has the remarkable benefit that it doesn't blow your character up if you cast it on yourself, but the wall runs out.
Oh, that's true.
That's kind of helpful. As we saw in the Zeromus fight. I think I would have been fine in the Zeromus fight if I hadn't like cast white at a very bad time. I should have waited for Big Bang. I did not. Not the Big Bang, Black Hole. I think if I wait for Black Hole, I win that fight. But then I screwed up. I guess Tybalt and I were we started the Zeromus fight like less than a minute apart, huh?
Yeah, you were in there a little bit earlier, and then it was a little bit bad luck the way your fight started, just with Palom going down. It's like, he's like 25 more HP just to survive that.
Yeah, so that was a massive roll. Palom has an adamant armor. Reminder, like, that's wild. Anyway, I'm not bitter at all about that. That's such a wild high roll. God, it's like, I don't even want to do the calculations for how unlucky that roll was. It's not going to be fun.
Never take Zeromus for granted, no matter how much.
No, never. Never, ever, except in very specific circumstances in which you have, well, okay, maybe, I don't want to spoil too much, but go look at the Seed of the Week. That's a place where maybe you could take Zeromus for granted.
Or everybody's level 70 because you've done everything.
Yeah, that is a situation in which I have found myself, unfortunately.
We've all found ourselves there at some point or other.
Yeah, at some point you demachine and then you complete the whole moon and then you do moon trap chests and you say, I'm level 65. Whoops. It's fine.
Rydia knows rocks. You know, it's all good.
Yeah, when Rydia knows rocks, that's when you know. That's when you know. Anyway, I better let you keep commentating the rest of the race. So, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks, Dave for restreaming and rolling this meme of a seed in which it convinced me to demachine against my potentially better judgment. Thanks for Ryodu for tracking, and Garen and Sheep Launcher for calling the shots and telling us how it went.
Yep, and GG's once again, Side. And thanks for letting us see your play. It was a lot of fun.
GG, have a good night.
Yeah, GG, folks. Take care.
All right, so we've got Scarcer doing the Giant, and we've got Abraham taking on the Tower of Zot.
Yep, and if you like to get thanked by name by the racers, come join the Restream team. All of the information is on the Discord. And, you know, if you just want to run this and have Garen and I talk about you, the Discord's the place to do that as well. It's a lot of fun. Now's a great time to get involved. Lots of races going on. So if you're not over there, we look forward to seeing you.
Don't forget we have cookies.
You do?
Yeah, didn't you see it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can wager cookies, and you can
You
eat
can
them.
eat the cookies.
Sometimes
Right.
the cookies are, like, haunted.
Usually not, though.
Usually.
But look, there's only so many times that someone can mistake chocolate chips for something else, you know?
Did I see Scarcerer's Cecil rocking a dwarf axe?
Well, it makes sense considering that Cecil's in the middle slot. That's a bit of an anchoring move.
Yeah. -5 agility. And, you know, you're not relying on him to do as much damage.
Well, if you found a crystal sword for Cecil, his damage is a little bit middling.
Jabrun takes down Valvalis, and then he will just have to make his way from Baron to Troya, open up that pass door, and he'll be on his way to Zeronis.
Yeah, and Scarcer runs through this giant. I think then did he do Zot? I don't remember.
Hasn't done that yet.
Has not done Zot. Okay.
I don't think. Jabron has a lot of money looking for something to dart, and Blizzard Spears and Ninja Stars just the thing.
2 million gold. You could buy 4 adamant armors with that if they were for sale.
Yeah.
Power of the dupe glitch. You can get rich, can't spend the money on anything though.
Well, that's why Jabron is the proud new owner of 60 shiny Ninja Stars. Better attack power than those short swords.
And the really good thing was if you engineered a can that could just shoot all 60 stars out at once.
Jabron looking for something in the shops, not finding anything, and decides, don't really need it anyway.
A lot of the shops are unfortunately repetitive because under S Shuffle, a lot of the shops have the same thing, so you get a lot of dupes. Is going to save after getting the crystal.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to go through that animation again.
Speaking of parties in the 60s, yeah, his edges are all level 60-ish, so yeah. We're gonna take the level 61 and use that to anchor. Good luck. Agility 49.
and yeah, he needs to make some kind of adjustment. He's not ready for this smoke.
It looks like we might be going back to get an anchor from the Tower of Wishes.
Yep.
This is going to break up the meme because I would really like to see 4 edges just take down Z.
I would as well. Little bit of a bummer.
It'll be fine. Come on. Okay, we're gonna get an old man in here.
Yep, and Tella will have one job. He will inspect the floor. Maybe if he's lucky, he'll get to throw an item.
The crystal is the other thing he's throwing, I think.
Yeah. If he's lucky.
Atella is really not lucky if you consider the context of the story. I mean, it's like your daughter runs away to try and marry a bard, and then just as she's going to make up with you, then gets killed by a bunch of airships. Then he basically loses his mind and goes and gets himself killed. So I mean,
Yeah.
all the storyline this game is not very good.
No, although he does come back from the dead to give us encouragement as we're trying to save the world. So that's nice.
But he didn't say anything about a spoony bar, so it really wasn't all that worth it.
Scarcer are going to open up that pass door.
Apparently, also has done
All
Armor
right.
of Zot. So okay, this is on to Z.
Yes. Has the crystal in hand, has done all objectives, and will come in about a minute behind Jabron.
So we'll have a second look at the idea of, does the party with the traditional anchor go a better time of it than the party that doesn't?
Yeah, Scarcerer will be. We'll see if wants to zerk up all those edges or will use darts for all those edges. Either way, this Z is going to be much faster on Scarcerer's side.
It'll be fast enough. Stay tuned and find out.
Cannot pet the kitty. And those ninja stars going for 5K a pop. Little bit of a long animation, but with that much damage, he'll he'll make that trade.
Yeah, now Scarcer's going to start up his fight. Okay, Jabron's not even going to bother with nerfing in this case, so we're just going to go all out.
Scarcer are using the crystal to nerf this Big Bang. Doesn't have a spell to do it with, so
Uses a moon veil. I guess that's to protect Cecil. Also is darting things for about 5,000 a pop. A little bit stronger, 5,500 versus 5,000.
yeah.
And
And is
Cecil
that an
can
Avenger?
also...
That
Let's see, next time he opens his menu up. It's a defense sword,
defense
actually.
sword. Yeah.
Now, Cecil does have an Avenger that could be used to add some extra damage to this thing.
And so Scarcer are having one extra source of damage.
Yeah, but also Scarcer is not as well anchored as Jabron is, because that Cecil's a lot faster than that Tella is.
Yes, it
That is not
Sure
nerfed,
is.
and we have one edge down.
and everybody else a little perilous.
Yep. Hopefully, Scarcer has some elixirs in the inventory. Yep, it has lots of them.
Just for this kind of occasion. Big Bang coming out on Jabron's side.
Yeah, although Jabron has enough HP where it's like, yeah, under Fit Bang, whatever.
Everybody shakes it off. Everybody should have enough health on Scarcer's side to survive this, and everybody does.
Yeah, but the Self Will might take out one of the three of them. Yeah, that edge is
would've-
probably gonna go down.
That would have been good to nerf on the first turn.
Direct nuke on the edge on Jabron's side. That's gonna take out
Ooh.
that edge.
Yeah, that was a high roll there, too.
Somebody check Z's dice tonight. Somebody's using a. This is like a fixed set.
Yeah. Yeah, this Z has not come to play. This is a kind of frenetic fight where you have to keep on top of everybody's HP.
Yeah, rocks on J-Brun's side.
Yeah, no dodges there, but should be out of the woods.
There's the crack and bang. GG's to J-Brun.
Yeah, finishes in third place with a time of 1:53.06. GG's to J-Brun. And Scarso are going to try and finish this one out right behind. Has two edges at just about full health. This will be a full power Big Bang.
Yep, it's still darting, so hopefully these get right through rocks without stopping. Otherwise, that could be a little bit dicey. Okay, Zen's elixirs. Even better.
Yep. There's no post-Z boss, so use your elixirs.
We still got way many more than we're ever going to use.
Yeah, this Z going really fast against the two edges, but the problem is getting a Cecil or the other edge up. Ooh,
But we're on
Oh,
rocks,
gosh.
so
yeah.
and we're going to get second rocks. No dodging this time. And there's the
Dark
Kraken's
dodge.
boom. Woohoo, GG.
Scarcer finishes in fourth place with a time of 1:54.41. GG's to Scarcer.
We'll see if
So
we can get Scarcer in here for an interview after these.
Recovered. Yeah, J-Brun will not join us for an interview. That it is always fun to watch him. As I believe I said before, he is the consummate showman. And certainly put on a show for us again tonight. Well, while we're waiting for Scarcer, do want to thank again our restreamer Engine Dave, our tracker Ryudo. Thank you to Scarcer and Tybalt and J-Brun and Side Marshal for being restreamed. And so that was a really fun one, Garen. What really stood out for you? Well, we'll table that for now because we are joined now by Scarcer. GG's.
Thank you, GG.
So that looked like fun.
That was fun. I'm glad I did that the way I did that.
Now you rolled with 3 edges a lot of the time. You could have had 4. Why did you decide to roll with 3 edges and a Cecil?
Cecil is slower than Edge, and therefore slightly better as an anchor. And I also wanted to have cover strats for the trapped chests.
And having Cecil around allowed you to duplicate that defense sword.
Yes, it's great.
Very useful. So that was a bit of a trolly spot for the Earth Crystal. So you're not going to listen to your old pal Sheep Launcher and go for Keyless Tower, and that's what happens.
You know, it's burned me enough times that, and it's Dr. Luge, so I wanted to wait until I could Really show them what for.
So, I think your elements fight really stood out to me as a really impressive fight. How did you kind of set yourself up for that?
I had well, I figured I have 255 X-Cows, or not X-Cows, defense swords, and just dart them. You heal the start. But I think the plan from the start was see how many edges I can put in a party and dart the kitchen sink.
And that was a great plan, because a lot of bosses make good pin cushions.
Indeed.
Aaron, any questions for Scarcer?
No, I think I was pretty well all set on that. It was definitely a choice to not take a healer, and Zifo's getting a little bit dicey there for a bit, but with all the elixirs, you really need a healer. Just need a chemist.
Yeah. I don't even need a chemist. I have edge. There's 3 edges. They can heal themselves. Once I got the silk web off.
Yeah, that silk web was nice to have. Did you sneak that from one of the centipedes in Silk Cave?
No, I just found it and held onto it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I have a habit of overlooting, and it saved me.
I don't think there is such a thing, especially when it's T shuffle and S shuffle.
I suppose you're right.
You've launched going for the $3.99 on that flag set, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I had over 200 on Monday. I was looking. I couldn't remember whether it was T shuffle or T vanilla without, or if it was T shuffle vanilla traps that could do the Avenger in an untrapped chest, or T vanilla without vanilla traps that puts the Avenger in an untrapped chest.
Well, Scarcer, any final thoughts about this seed or about anything else?
I think I'll be coming back on Monday to play World Championship of Darts again.
Can't wait to see it.
All right. Well,
Maybe
thanks.
there'll be an XL that shows up for once to give you some really good darts, right?
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Well, thank all of you for putting on this wonderful restream, and thanks doubly for putting up with my shenanigans. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Yeah, you too,
All right.
and GG's once
GG.
again.
GG.
Night. All right, so that's going to do it for our community race tonight. Once again, GG, and thanks to all the runners for volunteering to be restreamed. That was Tybalt, Scythe Marshall, J-Run, and Scarcer. And thanks again to NG Dave for rolling the seed and restreaming, and Ryudo for pushing all the buttons, and Yoshi Launcher for putting up with me in the booth.
And thank you, Darren. It's always a lot of fun to be here with you. There is more Free Enterprise tomorrow, Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern on Free Enterprise Prime, twitch.tv/Free Enterprise, a tournament preparation club. Scythe Marshall will be your MC as we prepare for the next tournament. And then there will be a community race at 8 p.m. Eastern on Monday, so be sure to join us for that. For now, we're going to head over to Wef Jebster running some free enterprise. So until next time, for all of us, so long.